I'm Farron Franzak, and I want to welcome our viewers from around the world, especially those of you watching us on our portable TV app. Now, it has been a wild Friday, folks. I was literally halfway through writing this, and we had to scrap the whole thing because the updates have been minute by minute. But by now, you are familiar with the case of 15-year-old Ethan Crumbley shooting up his Michigan high school, killing 4 teenagers and injuring 8. So, to bring you up to speed here, the parents now of 15-year-old Ethan Crumbley are being charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. And right now, those parents, according to authorities, are on the run. And as of this broadcast, a manhunt is underway. Now, it is a landmark decision by a Michigan prosecutor, which could change the course of how school shootings are handled from here on out. The parents of the Columbine high school shooters, they weren't charged. The Valentine's Day school shooting down in Florida, those parents weren't charged. So why these parents? Well, I want to walk you through the timeline that the prosecutor laid out in a news conference earlier today, because then it'll kind of all make sense. And honestly, folks, I can't even convey about how chilling this is after you find this out. So let's start. Friday, November 26th, Ethan and his father, James, buy a 9mm gun at a Black Friday sale at Acme Shooting Goods in Oxford, meaning Ethan was there when they bought the gun. Ethan gets home and posts on Instagram a picture of that gun. The next day, Ethan and his mother, Jennifer, go to a local gun range for target practice with his new 9mm gun. His mother posting on her Instagram a picture of the gun with the caption, "Mom and son testing out this new Christmas present. My first time shooting a 9mm, I hit the bullseye." Monday at school, Ethan is caught by a teacher searching for ammunition on his phone. A school official leaves a voicemail on his parents' phone regarding the incident and follow up with an email. The school officials never hear back from his parents, but Ethan's mother sends him a text message notifying him of the incident and wrote, quote, "LOL, laugh out loud. I'm not mad. You have to learn not to get caught." Tuesday, a different teacher finds a note on Ethan's desk that reads, "The thoughts won't stop. Help me. My life is useless and the world is dead." Included in that note, drawings of a gun, a person shot, and a bullet with words reading, "Blood everywhere." The parents were called in and both sat down with school officials with Ethan in the meeting with them. The parents did not ask where his gun was and did not check his backpack. The parents were advised to get their son into counseling within the next 24 hours. The parents resisted the idea and said Ethan could go back to class, and he did, with his backpack, with his gun in it. According to the prosecutor's office, security video is seen of Ethan going to the bathroom, then walking out, and he starts shooting. A 911 call goes out around 1 p.m., and 30 minutes after that first 911 call is made, the prosecutor's office say Ethan's mother texted him, "Ethan, don't do it." At 1:37 p.m., Ethan's father goes home, searching for that 9mm gun, calls 911 to report it missing. On that call, Ethan's father tells the operator he believes his son is the school shooter. There's more context to this also, folks, because many are asking tonight, why did these parents let this 15-year-old kid buy a gun? Well, in Michigan, by law, you can give the gift of a firearm to a minor. However, a minor can only use a gun with adult supervision, which is why the prosecutor today laid out why the parents are being charged, namely pointing out those text messages between Ethan and his parents, more specifically, his mother. Ethan is being charged as an adult and has more than 24 charges, including terrorism causing death, 4 counts of first-degree murder, 7 counts of assault with intent to murder, and illegal possession of a firearm. So while the parents are on the run, now just adding more charges to their tab, you know who can't run that wishes they could? You know who couldn't flee off to Canada or Mexico when an unstable kid showed up at school with a gun? Those 4 innocent teenagers killed by this 15-year-old who now are getting totally lost in this with these parents clearly not taking any accountability what according to authorities say. Now, 17-year-old Madison Baldwin, 16-year-old Tate Meyer, 17-year-old Justin Schilling, and 14-year-old Hannah St. Juliana. Again, folks, the system failed these 4 kids. The parents failed their own kid and these 4 kids. Tonight, did the lack of gun laws also fail these kids? Well, we talked to an attorney who not only knows Michigan all too well, but she also knows Michigan gun laws and why they're so lax compared to all the other states in the country. So come with us and question more. The parents of the 15-year-old Michigan school shooter on the run tonight, charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Could this be a major game-changing move when it comes to school shootings? Plus, is the United States changing its warmongering ways or setting its sights on a new target? And finally, RT America is in Dubai, and sports correspondent Steve Christakos has a KHL exclusive. So joining me now to discuss the latest events surrounding the Michigan high school shooting, we are joined by Reese Esq. She's the founder of the Blush Project. She's also a native Michigander as well as an attorney. Reese, the stars aligned today when I went over to talk to you when you were with Manila, with you saying you're from Michigan. Give us an idea. Why is it that these gun laws are so lax there?
Well, first of all, one of the issues is that there's no requirement that gun locks be placed on the guns. There's no requirement that a background check be done on the person who's purchasing the gun. There's also no requirement that items be, or that ammunition be separated from the gun in the home. There's also, like you said, a permit, you allow people to buy a gift for a firearm for a minor. Now, I get it. Michigan is one of those places where going hunting is a family experience and it's enriching, and they go up to the cabin and they go hunt for moose. But you don't shoot a moose with a 9mm Sig Sauer. So what we're talking about here is not hunting rifles. We're talking about assault items, and it was used just for the purpose of which it was purchased, to shoot and kill children in his classroom. And because the laws of Michigan are so lax, this was able to go on, and it didn't raise any red flags because there were no boundaries in place to stop it.
Now, the prosecutor's office says that this is still an ongoing investigation. Again, the 4 charges already for these parents. But, you know, we were talking about, you know, where Ethan is facing this terrorism charge, and then with all of these facts of his mom, you were talking charges possibly maybe could be even more charges could happen.
Absolutely. There's a very big difference between assisted or manslaughter. Generally, when you have a parent who, you know, was irresponsible and negligent, you say, we need to hold these parents responsible because it's their job to make sure that guns aren't just laying around with ammunition and that kids don't have access to it, that there's actually some sort of lock or maybe a safe that they have to go into, and that children are not given access. But what we have here is extremely distinct and different. You have a parent who not only purchased the gun on Black Friday, then you have a parent who took the child to the gun range to practice, is proud of the fact that she's shopping and shooting with her son. And not only that, but she's also then telling him via text message, I'm not upset with you that you got caught. You have to learn how to not get caught. Now we're moving into the territory of co-conspirator. This is aiding and abetting. This is a person who was assisting in premeditated murder. You have a child who has made it known that he's having thoughts about murdering. He's having thoughts. When you have a mom say, oh, don't do this, Ethan, don't do what? What are you aware of that he's thinking of doing? That means there's premeditation. That means there's mens rea. He, in his mind, has already communicated a desire to kill, and you know about it, and you bought a child who has thoughts of killing a gun. That's more than just manslaughter.
And the other thing in this too is you have the school, okay? The school, you know, recommended that he go home and seek counseling, but here the kid goes back to class. Could we possibly see the school being held accountable as well?
Absolutely. As again, my family's from Oakland County. I had a family member one day who had autism have a breakdown due to that autism being bullied in school. And the principal said, I don't feel comfortable with this student coming back until they've had a psych eval within 24 hours. So we're not going to allow this student to return. That should have been mandatory. All of the signs pointed to this young man having severe, disturbing thoughts. He's posting, I can't help, the thoughts won't stop coming. He's in class looking up ammunition, where to buy it in the middle of class. All of these are indications. There are also people saying even further that there were other concerns and warnings weeks and weeks prior to. So with all of the things that are now coming out, and I believe more will come out, to say that the principal did not search them, that the school resource officer didn't ask, where's the gun? Let's search your backpack. Let's search the locker. Sure, he could have said no, but if he said no, that's even more indication that he doesn't need to be on school property.
Well, we're going to be following this case. We're going to have you on with it because, again, being a Michigander, you know this all too well. Reese Esq, it was a pleasure to have you. Thank you.